Hello, this is the presentation for our project of New York City Trip Advisor. Basically, we aim to provide New York citizens with an interactive web application to help them decide which transportation vehicle to use for their daily trip. We provide a specific recommended waiting spot for different type of vehicles as well as some public transportation information. The dataset we used include green taxi, yellow taxi, and Uber for New York City. All the datasets include attributes such as pickup time and pickup geolocation. We also used data collected through APIs such as Bus API and Weather API. Now let's move on to our concrete web application development. These are some of the technologies we use throughout this web application development. First, we pre-processed our dataset for 3 types of vehicles using MySQL Workbench by dividing them into small datasets based on different time slots. Then, we created some functions for the backend of our web application. For example, we have a function which can return a particular recommended waiting spot for a certain type of vehicle based on an input geolocation. Also, we have a function which can return the current weather information based on the input geolocation. All these functions are prepared for web application development. Now, let's take a closer look at how our web application works. As you can see here, the initial homepage of our web application is just a Google map. You can start to play with it by first choosing a time slot. Then you can decide which type of vehicle you would like to check for the potential pickup location distribution. As you can see here, for the same time slot you choose, you will get different results for different type of vehicles. For example, this is the result for yellow taxi. This is the result for green taxi. And this is the result for Uber for the same time slot. Then you can click on any point on the map as your current location. Our application will return you a particular recommended waiting spot for that type of vehicle at that time. The route from your current location to this recommended waiting spot will be automatically drawn on the map. Also, an information window will show up with some other useful information related to transportation vehicle decision. For example, the current weather information and the public transportation stops nearby will be provided. Now let's take a look at a short demo for this particular process. As you can see here, the green marker is for the recommended waiting spot, and all those red markers are the public transportation stations. First, you can zoom in the map a little bit. Then you can click on your current location and the recommended walk route will show up. You can also choose to close this information window to see the marker more clearly. So basically, this web application is particularly useful thanks to our rich data source from both open source dataset for the 3 type of vehicles, as well as the data streaming through APIs, and our careful data processing achieved by the application development. Apart from this interactive web application, we also conducted some theoretical data analysis on the dataset themselves. For example, we applied 3 types of clustering to classify the pickup distribution of New York City. For example, the K-means algorithm here, the result is for the K-means algorithm. K-means is one of the most popular algorithm of clustering algorithm. Its main parameter is the K, which is the number of classification group you want. And the feature we utilized here in this project is the geolocation, is the potential pickup geolocation. And intuitively, we can understand this K-means algorithm in this way. Like it divides a set of samples into some disjoint clusters, and each of the clusters is described by the mean of the samples in the cluster. So concretely, we apply this K-means algorithm onto the pre-precise dataset we used in this project and obtained graphical result as shown below. As you can see here, the pickup potential location distribution of the New York City is really like the shape of New York, which can be seen from map. And the distribution can be intuitively seen to be classified into different groups, or say in different districts here in this case, such as Manhattan, Brooklyn, and Queens, and so on. And 2 other alternative clustering algorithms were tried as well, but as you can see, the results are not as positive as that for K-means. This is because these 2 methods are usually used for text classification. Also, we used linear regression onto the dataset to find out some interesting features among pairs of attributes as well. For example, we find out a linear relation between the amount of tips and the distance of the trip. Also, we did some interactive data visualization using tools such as Pandas and Folium based on the principle of clustering as well. As you can see here, if you click on any bubble, the potential location will be spread out, and you can see the potential pickup location in a clearer way. The map will be zoomed out. Also, we did some analysis using Spark and Pandas for some detailed analysis, such as the pickup density and the pickup time, such as the relation between the pickup density and the pickup time. For example, this is the result for the pickup density to the hours per day, and this is the result for the pickup density to the weekday per week. So in conclusion, for this project, we played with datasets for 3 types of vehicles in New York City, and the data collected through API based on the geolocation information. We did data processing and analysis using tools such as Spark and Pandas, as well as algorithms such as clustering and regression. The deliverable we get in the end are an interactive web application and a bunch of theoretical data analysis and data visualization results. In the end of a presentation, let me give you a more concrete demo of using the web application. As you can see here, for example, this is the initial homepage, and you can choose a time slot. Here in this case, I choose from 0 a.m. to 2 a.m. and you can choose the type of vehicle you want, and you can see the overall potential pickup location distribution, and then you can click on your current location here on the map, and the recommended walk route from your current location to this recommended waiting spot will show up, and you can close the information window to see this route more clearly. And also some other public transportation stops will be marked on the map as well. Like, for example, maybe after you take a second thought, you might not want to walk to that recommended waiting spot. You might want to take a bus instead, and you can make this decision with this comprehensive information provided. So that brings us to the end of our presentation. Thank you for listening.